Okay, welcome. Instagram and IG. It's not loud enough. Okay, welcome. So I am streaming on Instagram as well as TikTok. So the video can be posted to YouTube. Welcome. Hey, Marco J, welcome. I know I'm a little bit tardy to the party, but I was cooking, getting everything out of the way. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. As I like to remind everyone that the Bible is metaphysical. It is mind science. It is psychological truth. Getting my laptop ready as well. So we'll stay on the same theme as law of assumption. Imagining creates reality. Welcome, everyone. And that we use our mind to create our reality. It's something we've always been doing. We've always been manifesting all of our lives. Now it's just time to do it consciously, to be a conscious manifester, to learn how to use our mind to create the reality we desire. Ooh, a little hot there. And so we do this by transforming our thinking. Scripture says to be not conformed to this world, but to be transformed by the renewing of our mind. Welcome, Elephant Paradise on Instagram and Angie B. Hey, Angie, welcome. Welcome everyone on TikTok. Welcome. And so that's what we set out to do with the law of assumption, to transform our thinking so we can create the reality that we desire. Yes, welcome, Cuddle Beast. Welcome. Hey, Jasmine. Hey, oh, thank you. Hi, Joy. Okay, so we have to create the reality that he's still with you. We have to create the reality that what is he doing now that he's still with you? What is some of his attributes? What is something that he usually does? And you create that reality within your mind that he's still present with you. Does he sleep in the bed with you? Does he have his own cage? Does he lay beside the bed? Like, create that reality and go to sleep every night imagining that he's there with you, whatever way in which he does, whatever he regularly does. Hey, Terrell, welcome. Hey, Pat Voss, by the way you live. That's what I mean by creating your reality. We're always manifesting, but now it's time to be conscious creators, to consciously manifest the way you desire. Oh, okay. Elephant Paradise. Welcome. I see you switched. You were over on Instagram. Now you moved over to TikTok, huh? Yes. If you can make that feel natural to you and you go to sleep believing that your dog is still with you every night, that whatever, like I said, if he's has his own cage or if he's sleeping next to the bed, in the bed with you, wherever he's normally sleeping at night, imagine that it's happening every day. And you do it till it takes on the tone of reality. It must feel natural to you. You must forget about the state of him missing, because you can't find which is lost. So you have to create the reality that he is present right now in this moment. Oh, okay, Joy. Yeah, so it's a practice. Do you do meditation? Hey, Coach. Nope. Hey, Coach Kai. Nope. I just started. Been on here for maybe about 5 minutes. Yep. But Joy, the more you do it and you're in that relaxed state, you want to calm yourself before imagining. You want to get maybe in your favorite chair in a relaxed position, or lie down wherever makes you feel comfortable and relaxed, where you can calm yourself. Maybe some people like to listen to instrumental music to relax the nerves. Talk to yourself. You want to get in that drowsy, relaxed state where you're calm and you're at peace. And then once you get in that calm state, you're creating reality. Even throughout the day, when he comes to your mind, you're imagining he's right there with you, doing what he would normally do with you. You're creating that reality in your mind. Hey, user. Okay, so you create the reality of what would you like for the conversation to be? How would you like for that conversation to go? And believe it in. Believe you're having a conversation that is something that you would like to discuss. Don't make it too big. Don't get anxious. Don't have any anxiety. Enjoy the conversation. It's going to be a great conversation. You're setting the intention of having a great conversation. You're welcome, Joy. See, here you go, Joy. You have Elephant Paradise. She did this for her missing cat. Yep, see? You have to get in that happy state, that joyful state, right? Someone that has your experience of missing a beloved pet, right? And was able to attract the pet back into their lives. Hey, Ema, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Ashe, sister. Hey, thank you, Typhonian God. Thank you. You helped me say Ashe correctly. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, manifesting time, D Rich. Yes. Welcome. I love it how we help one another with these techniques, and we can give our own personal life experiences to help one another. Well, Terrell, my personal technique that I use, I just use inner conversation. I talk to myself. That's what I do. I continue to talk to myself quietly in my meditation. If it's something that I'm wanting to manifest, when I think about it throughout the day, I'm imagining I'm already the person. I already have the thing. But most of the time, I'm just talking to myself. Like, I'll give you one manifestation, whereas for 10 years, probably more than 10 years, but yeah, for over 10 years, when I used to fly on the plane, I used to get really bad headaches. My nasal passages would drip. My left eye would run. It was so unbearable. And in the beginning, it did take a while. It was like every time I flew, it got a little better. And sometimes, like when I was distracted, if I was listening to music, it got better. Or if I was asleep, then I wouldn't have, that manifestation. Well, one day I was looking outside while we were in the plane, and I was just talking to myself, and I was like, help my unbelief. So we had booked a flight to go visit Dubai. And that was like, there was going to be like a 12-hour, 13-hour flight. And I said, I cannot be on a 12-hour flight with migraines, with running nasal passage and running eye, and I cannot. So I just told myself, I'm going to have an enjoyable flight. That flight, that 12-hour flight there and back is going to be enjoyable. And it was enjoyable. And ever since then, I no longer experience that when I fly. And that was back in the January of 2022. But from like the summer of 2011 up until that time, anytime I flew, that's what I experienced. And so I just kept talking to myself and kept reminding myself that this is the experience I wanted to have, that I wanted to have an enjoyable experience, because I still wanted to fly. I want to see the world. So I was like, but it has to be enjoyable. And so I just kept talking to myself. You're welcome. Oh, okay, Ema. All right. Yes. Congratulations, D Rich. Love that. Love that. Yeah. So how did you reprogram the anchor feeling, D Rich? That is awesome. That is awesome. Yes. Yes. That is awesome. Hello. Hello, Charlia. Welcome. Welcome. The quickest thing I manifested was a free upgrade to a first class flight. That was the quickest. Well, no, that wasn't the quickest thing. Quickest thing, I manifested a free bucket of popcorn, and I manifested, I used to do event decor, and I manifested a wedding. So those were, I just said it in my mind, and then like the popcorn was probably the quickest. I was like, me and my husband were at the theater, and I was like, man, I would really like some popcorn, but of course I could have bought it, but I just said it in my mind, I'd really like to have some popcorn. A gentleman came up and said, hey, I'm getting a free bucket of popcorn for my birthday, but I'm not going to eat it. Do you want the popcorn? I was like, oh, sure, thank you. I was just thinking that to myself, and I got it for free bucket of popcorn. The event decor, I was just saying to myself, I would really like, because I had only been doing it for a couple of years, and I hadn't done a wedding. I had only was doing like birthdays. And so I was saying to myself, I was in my office, and I was like, I would really like to do a wedding. Just saying it to myself. Like 20 minutes later, I got a message from Facebook Messenger. It was actually my husband's cousin, and someone he really doesn't talk to a whole lot. He hadn't talked to her in years. And she DM'd me, was like, hey, cuz, I see your work on Facebook, and I love your work. Would you be willing to do my wedding for me? And I told her what the budget was. She liked what the budget, and I did the wedding. Oh, thank you, Terrell. Thank you. Hey, Sunflower, welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, did you? Okay. Paradise. I'm going to call you Paradise. Okay. Nice. Yes, Jasmine. Yes. Love that. Yes. Yes, and then the upgraded flight that I got, I was going to, where did I go? New Orleans. And the flight carrier I was using didn't do a direct flight from my hometown. And so I had, it was 2 legs. So the first leg, I upgraded, but I didn't have to use any money. I had enough points where I could upgrade. And then the second leg, I still would be in economy. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to spend any more money, and I don't want to use any more of my points. I said, I'm going to get upgraded on that second leg as well. And at first I started to try to imagine when they were going to tell me that I got upgraded. And I was like, nope. It's already done. It's going to happen. And it was a couple of weeks before we were supposed to take the flight. And then while I was on the phone with my friend who I was meeting in New Orleans, I got a message from the air carrier. And they were like, they had to change the flight time, and I had to go in and confirm my seats. When I went in to confirm my seats, I had the upgraded seat for the second leg to first class. So, yep. Yes, Terrell. Yes, I found that. Yes, that's for all of us, right? The doubt, the not, accepting. We think we have to prove worthiness, or that we have to prove that we're deserving. And when I used to hear Neville Goddard and Abraham Hicks say that that's not what we're supposed to be doing, it took me a while to make that make sense to me. What do you mean I don't have to be worthy? I don't have to be deserving. It took me a while to get that understanding. And then once I got the understanding, I was like, oh, because when you say that you're deserving or you're worthy, you feel like you have to do something in order to get it. You make it become something you have to earn. So I was like, that's why they say take worthy and deserving out of it, because you're not earning the desire. The desire is a gift. all you with the gift, all you're supposed to do is accept it. Right? That's all you're supposed to do. You're just supposed to accept the gift. So you have to train yourself to accept the desire as already being yours. Oh, okay, coach. Okay, Coach Kai. Okay. Oh, okay, okay, Paradise. Yep. That's what Abraham Hicks call them. Yep, rampages. Yep. They really do. They really do work. And once you start on that path of really thinking what we could call positive thoughts, or positive reinforcement, right? And you're just reminding yourself of the truth of your being, right? You're just constantly reminding yourself of who you are, right? And then because that's the reconditioning, that's the reprogramming. It's not that you're trying to fix yourself, right? Because we have to come to a realization there's nothing wrong with us, right? We have to get out of that mindset of needing to fix ourselves, that we're broken, that we're, unworthy, that we're less than. We have to break that mindset and remind ourselves that the I am is whole, complete, and perfect. And so since I am, I reflect that nature. That's our natural state. As Abraham Hicks would say, pure positive energy, right? We're pure positive energy at our core. And it's just all about recognizing that that's who we are, that we are pure positive energy. And so you have to constantly remind yourself, as Paul would say in the scriptures, right? I die daily. You got to die daily to those limiting beliefs, right? You have to die daily to fear and doubt and unbelief or disbelief, right? Like this is a everyday, as Neville would say, morning, noon, and night. Because morning, noon, and night, you're thinking. Morning, noon, and night, this mind is just going. It's on autopilot, right? And it's about resetting the autopilot, resetting the default settings, right? That's what we're doing. And so that's why you always have to be constantly reminding yourself of how wonderful you are, how that everything that you speak goes out and comes back, right? It never returns until you void. So that's why you have to be conscious of what you're creating, conscious of what you're manifesting, because you're always manifesting, right? Every day, morning, noon, and night, you're always manifesting. And a lot of times we stay on repeat on that hamster wheel of life, where we keep experiencing the same thing over and over and over again because we haven't changed our beliefs. We haven't done the work to change the way we see ourselves. And so that's where it comes to being conscious, the power of awareness, which is a great book by Neville Goddard as well, to be aware of what you're thinking. And then when you don't like it, if it doesn't align with what you desire to be, who you're saying that you are right now, you set about to change it. Yes, welcome, Lonnie G. Welcome. Right? You're setting about to change those beliefs. And it really does come through. It helps when you can really focus on your inner dialogue, your inner conversations. And I know a lot of people use different techniques to retrain, reframe those inner dialogues. People use scripting, right? People use vision boards. And I mean, there's so many techniques. I don't really know all because I don't really use a technique. Like I said, I just talk to myself. To me, that's all I need is to talk to myself and remind myself, because I realized that's how I manifested my life to begin with. It was thoughts I had about any given thing, and whether I believed it could happen or I didn't believe it could happen. Yes, affirmations, but we're affirming every day. Every time we talk is an affirmation. Every time we talk, you're either affirming positively or you're affirming negatively. People don't even realize that they're affirming the same story over and over and over again because they keep telling it. Every time you tell the story that you don't want to experience, you're just affirming it. You're affirming you're affirming that state. And so if you want to experience something different, you have to speak differently. Yes, Terrell. Exactly. Exactly. Because I know people believe that, hey, welcome, welcome. I am, yes. Is that I am April Dion? Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. I see you might have left. I don't be paying too much attention to the Instagram. My focus be over here on TikTok. So people come in on Instagram, and by the time I notice them, they've already left the building. But that's okay, because Instagram is mainly for those who want to rewatch the live, and then I can upload it to my YouTube channel. So if you all are interested, subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Oh, yes, yes, yes. It's that Bad Keisha ATL. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. I am April Dion. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, yes, I saw that a few people were on here and then end up coming to TikTok. Sorry, my attention be here and I'm looking like this. Yes, and so coming to recognize who the I am is, right? That the Bible has told us who we are, right? And for some of us, for many people, it's a shock to the system, all right? But many of us that have come to this, that are going down this path, were led here, right? It was just time to remember who you are. And when you come to the knowledge of self, you can set about to see just how magical, how powerful you are, that the creative power in man is the mind, right? And it's like, it just makes sense when you put it together, when you start going within. Okay, Fatter Quiche. Okay, got you. Hey, Fighting Rooster, welcome, welcome, welcome. Right? When you come to realize that it is your mind that is creating your reality, your thoughts are literally turning to things. In the beginning, the only way you can prove this to yourself is you have to try it. That's the only way. Someone can tell you all day long that this is how you change your world, is by changing your thoughts and doing nothing to make it so, accepting that it is already so. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Fighting Rooster. Thank you. Yes. Because without you applying the law, well, not even applying, because we use the law all the time too, right? We're always using the law. Using it consciously, recognizing that you're the operant power, recognizing that, everything begins and ends with you. And all you have to do is decide to think differently about yourself, to see yourself as the person you desire to be and live from that state. Prove to yourself that all things are possible. And it's possible because what? You thought of it. Whatever the mind of man can conceive, you can definitely achieve. And we see it all the time. And it doesn't matter if it's good, bad, or ugly. All right? The subconscious part of that subconscious part of the mind, that second aspect, is not going to argue with you. It's not going to tell you, oh, you shouldn't be thinking that way. Oh, it would be best if you thought this way. Nope. It says that's what you're giving your attention to. That's what I'll create for you. And so it's up to you to change the way you're thinking. It's up to you to master your mind. And so as those who are familiar with Neville Goddard's teachings, he reminds us that an assumption, though false, if persistent in, shall harden into fact. In the beginning, it may seem like you're, lying to yourself because you have been experiencing, whatever you've been experiencing, whether it's been ill health, whether it's been, financial lack, you believe in these things and these things just keep happening and keep happening. And you wondering, when is it going to change? When is it going to change? And it changes when you decide to change, when you decide to get a different concept of yourself. So Neville Goddard reminds us the self-concept is what you believe about yourself to be true. And then also, it's not even believing because that's the conscious part of it, right? But I think about like when we will watch TV, right? And we will have all the commercials come through. When you're watching TV, they're called them television programs, right? You're being programmed because when you're watching TV, you're really not thinking, right? You're not really trying to think about what you're watching. And so you're kind of like in that hypnotic state. And the news broadcasters, they know that. The television stations, they know that. They know that when you're watching a program, you're not talking, you're just taking in information, right? And so you're taking it in and you're being programmed. That subconscious mind is being programmed. And it's not even necessarily that you quote unquote believe it, is that it has been impressed upon the subconscious. And now you have that thought. Now you've created that belief because it went in unawares. You weren't being the watchman at the gate. You weren't paying attention to what you were being told and what you were being conditioned to believe. Hey, Fabio's mom. No, I believe that we're creators of our reality. No, being positive all the time does not mess up your manifestation. It's not required that you be positive. It's required that you believe that it's already done. That's what's required. That you accept that you're already the person. Because many people have gotten angered. Many people have cried, right? We wouldn't call that being happy, being angry and crying. And it still got the manifestation. Because they still believed they had already impressed the subconscious. That's why Neville, when he tells people to do that ladder technique, once you impress the subconscious, once it's impressed, right? The ladder technique, you're creating a reality of that you climb the ladder, right? But during the day, you're saying, I'm not going to climb the ladder. I'm not going to climb the ladder. But at night, you're imagining, I climbed the ladder. I climbed the ladder. Then during the day, I'm not going to climb the ladder. I'm not going to climb the ladder. Because what is your focus on? Climbing a ladder. That's what the whole focus on. So what did people end up doing? They ended up climbing the ladder. Because that's where the focus is. It's all about where your focus is. So if you're focusing that, if you believe that I get angry, I get upset, I can't get what I wanted, because you think that you have to earn it. It's something you must do in order to be found worthy or deserving of getting it. If that's your default belief, then that's how you're going to manifest. You're going to have to convince yourself that you're worthy of it, that you're deserving, that you must earn the blessing. But that's why we're told to don't look at it from that standpoint. Look at it from the standpoint of being the person that has it. And it's a gift. See your desire as a gift from you to you. When you see it as a gift, you see it as just having to accept it. Somebody give you a gift, all you have to do is accept it. You don't have to do anything else. Yes, welcome, Diceless. Welcome. Hey, Jake. Yes, I have, and hope you've been having a great day as well. Yep. Yes, you are getting primed throughout your entire day. Yes. Yes. Is that ... Yes. Because it's what you're giving your attention to. And again, once the subconscious has been impressed, it will express it. It will express it. Hey, Lisa, welcome. And so that's what we're setting out to do. And so that's why many people tell you, some people call it self-hypnosis, or they allow someone else to hypnotize them, right? Neville Goddard called it state akin to sleep, as well as meditation, right? Because he called it state akin to sleep when you're creating the state of drowsiness. And then he would say, if you went to bed, if you did it right before you went to bed or right before you woke up, you're already still in that state of drowsiness. But during the day, you're creating the state of drowsiness, but it's still like a self-hypnosis. That's how I look at it. Because self-hypnosis is just about being really relaxed in a drowsy state and allowing your subconscious to be impressed, where you're not really arguing the thought. You're just aware enough to allow the thoughts to be impressed upon the subconscious. Okay, Bob Proctor too. Yes, I've heard a few of his videos. Hey, Karina, welcome. Yes, that's it, Fada. Yes. Hey, D-Rock, welcome. Hello. Hey, Fresh Studios. I mean, I'm aware of them. I won't necessarily, I think we follow them just naturally. But my main focus is the teachings of Neville Goddard, the law of assumption. But he does mention the Hermetic principles. I have read them. Good evening, Crystal J. Oh, you're welcome. Donnell Shaw, How Your Empire Fell. Is that a name of a book or something? Oh, yes, Dice. Yes, Diceless. The same. Because Neville Goddard calls it the law of assumption. Dr. Joseph Murphy calls it the law of belief. I say that, and I'll say the law of belief. I like that. Although I listen to Neville more, I read more of his books, more of his listen to more of his lectures, read his lectures. I do like the law of life is the law of belief, which is the law of being, right? We're human beings. We get caught up in trying to do things, and we have to learn how to just be and allow the things to come to us. That's what law of attraction says, right? Once you're in alignment with your desire, it's just going to naturally come to you. There's nothing that you can do to make it happen. That's what scripture says. I of my own self can do nothing. The Father within me, your consciousness, that's what does the work. That's what does the work. Yep, that's it. Everyone's saying the same thing. We just may be using different terminology. People may be getting a little bit more deep into it with the science and everything, right? Understanding how the brain and the spinal cord and neurology and all that plays into the physiology, astrology, astronomy, all of that. But everybody's saying the same thing. As long as you know how to operate the law, you know how to use your mind to create the reality that you want. Okay, no, I've never read Gerald. I never heard of Gerald Massey. Oh, okay. I read, first person I read was Abraham Hicks. I actually went to one of her conferences as well. That's it. Awakening to who we truly are. And maintaining it and continue to remind us of who we are. That we are more powerful than we can ever really, that surface mind could really imagine, right? People call it the ego. I don't get into that either. I'm all about getting away from the judgment, having righteous judgment, seeing things from the right perspective, to remind myself to stop eating off the tree of knowledge of good and evil. As Joseph Murphy reminds us, there is nothing good or bad, only thinking makes it so. If you think it's wrong for you, then it will be wrong for you. And that goes with the scripture that Paul says, I am persuaded by the Lord Jesus Christ that there is nothing unclean in and of itself. But to him that esteemeth anything to be unclean, to him it is unclean. So if you think it's wrong, it'll be wrong for you. And that's okay. Your standard, your world, your life, you get to decide the do's and don'ts of life. You get to you get to decide how you're going to express in this world. Oh, thank you, D. Rich. Thank you. Yep. Oh, I like that. Universal lawyer. Yep, Dykless. Yes. Hey, Bojo, welcome, welcome, welcome. That's it. I love how you said that our subconscious is responding to our anchored emotions. Yes. Yes. Oh, you love Abraham Hicks. I don't listen to her as much. When I started my journey back in 2018, I probably listened to her for a good 2 or 3 years. I was listening to her and Neville Goddard. I was like going back and forth, and I just decided to just kind of tune in to what Neville was saying about, perfecting this law, mastering this law of life, this law of being. Hello. Oh, you call me Professor. Thank you. Yes, desired chaos. Yes, yes. I got football to watch tonight. So I was like, I got to come on earlier because, the Chiefs and the Ravens play tonight. So, 2009. Oh, wow. That's around the time I left the church. I left the church back into, and I didn't come into this knowledge until 2018. Oh, okay. Yes, I did see someone say, be blessed means be less, but I'm like, I can make a word mean whatever I want it to mean. We change the meaning of words all the time, don't we? Don't we change words? Don't we change the meaning of words all the time? We give meaning to life, right? We give meaning to life. That's what slang is, right? Changing the meaning of a word. Oh, okay, Bojo. Okay. Yep. It's about that judgment, right? However you judge a thing, shall be measured back to you. So that's why scripture says be careful how you judge, because that same measurement you use will be measured back to you. Because remember, as Neville reminds us, there's no one else in the world but you, in your world. Everyone else in your world is you pushed out. They're coming to you because you drew them in. You're the magnet, right? You're the broadcaster. You're the emitter. You're emitting the energy, right? And you're saying, come hither. Come hither. I have need of you. Come hither. I have need of you. So you have to decide what you're calling into your world. What are you calling forth? Yes, D. Rich. Yep. All I see is manifesting the y'all. Yes. I heard one YouTuber, and I've just been saying it ever since I heard her say that I am everything and everything is I am. I was like, oh, I love that. I'm going to use that now. Yes. Help me remember that I am everything and everything is I am. We're all one. We're all connected. We're just having our individual experience based on our own personal beliefs. Everyone gets to have their own perspective, right? We're not robots, right? Not two people are going to agree totally on anything. That's okay. People have to be okay with people not in total lockstep agreement with them. We didn't come here to be like everybody else, right? We came here to experience the human life from our perspective. Yes. Oh, I love that, Bojo. Yes. Oh, okay, Brianna J. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, I like that. Length, angle, and width governed by the land, air, and water is mine. Yep. All is mine. The scripture says cattle on 1,000 hills belong to the Lord. That story of the prodigal son. You have been with me the whole time. All that I have is thine. We already have the whole world. We just got to receive the blessing. Open up our hearts. Open up our minds to receive the blessing, because it's there for the taking. It's already been provided for. The works are finished. Creation is done. It's just all about what can you get yourself to see? What can you get yourself to see? See better, think better, greater than the best you know. That's why I love Neville Goddard. He would be like, don't lessen your desire because you don't know how it's going to come. He didn't tell you to start small, right? He said, dream better than the best you know. When they did that ladder technique, he said you could have did that for $1 million. You know, he was just giving them those techniques to show them how the mind works and that you can have whatever you desire. It's all about training yourself to believe it, to accept it. Hey, Awakening with Radiance, welcome, welcome, welcome. Was that Loretta Washington? Welcome, welcome, greetings, greetings. That's what it's all about. It's about accepting who you are. That's the work we have to do, is to accept it. And then we're reminded again by Neville, during your prayer and meditation, during that inner dialogue, that inner conversation, it should be as effortless as possible. We're not forcing it, right? It's not a chore. It's something we desire to do. Hey, Daz and Hands, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Magic Hands, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, yes. We have to see it as effortless. If we keep telling ourselves it's hard, then that's what we're creating. We're creating the difficulty. We're creating the obstacles. We have to just start telling ourselves, the more I do it, the easier it becomes. The more I do it, the easier it becomes. The more I do it, even when it seems challenging, even when it seems difficult, just keep telling yourself, the more I do it, the easier it becomes. The more I do it, the easier it becomes. Man, it's so hard to focus the mind. Man, it's so hard to meditate. Man, it's so hard to pray. The more I do it, the easier it becomes. The more I do it, the easier it becomes. The more I do it, the easier it becomes. Yes, authenticity. Yes. And authenticity can only come when you truly love yourself. You have to love you. You have to truly love you. Accept you. What's that song? As I am, right? As I am. Accept yourself as you are, because there's nothing wrong with you. But you have to love yourself. You truly have to love yourself. That's how you can be real. That's how you can show up as authentically you. You know, unapologetically you, right? Because you love you. And when you love you, the world has to love you because you love you. You love you, then everybody else around you, right? Only the love find love. The loveless never find love. Love, love, love you. Fall in love with you. Everything that you want to see in your world, you must be. Because you can only see the contents of your consciousness. So you should only be seeing love, because that's who you are. God is love. I am the Lord, and beside me there is no other. You're creating everything in your world. Everything. You don't get to say how, right? We don't get to say how it appears. We don't get to say how it shows up. The closest we can come to is we can almost pinpoint a day, right? We can almost come close to pinpointing a day. We can make ourselves feel like a certain day has happened. But even then, we don't know the exact day or time. We don't always get the hour correct. We get close. We be within like a day or so, hours or so, a week or so, right? But we never know the exact moment and exactly how the manifestation shall appear. Yes, yes. God affirms I am that I am. Exactly. Yes. Yep. Me too, Magic Hands. Yep. We need to focus on self-love, because I truly believe that most of us don't really understand what it means to love. When you ask people to define love, most people say love is a struggle. Most people say love is a sacrifice. Most people will tell you that love hurts. that you have to compromise. All of that is based in fear. When I read scripture and I read 1 Corinthians 13, that's not how love is described. It's not described as struggle, sacrifice, and compromise, and strain, and hardship. That's not what love is described as. All of that describes fear. When you're trying to control another person, trying to manipulate another person, that's fear. Because love is patient, means it perseveres, it waits, but it's not waiting thinking that it's not going to happen. It's waiting knowing that the thing is already done. It's kind being kind to yourself allows you to be kind to others. Yep, I see what you're saying, Paradise. Yep, that's where the focus has to start. Once you make the change within you, then you'll see the change in your world. A lot of times we want people to be different while we remain the same. That's not how it works. You thinking that everybody else needs to change, but you good. You don't need to change. You don't need to see life differently. You don't need to lead with love. You don't need to be the peacemaker. You don't need to be the joy bringer. You don't need to be the compassionate and the one that's in harmony with everything. Everybody else got to do it for you. That's not how it happens. Everything you see is a projection of you. Your world is a mirror, and it's a magnified mirror. It's always reflecting you to you. Always. Yes. Hi, Latira. Welcome. And that's where it starts, Paradise, right? It all starts with awareness. Being aware of where we want to be different. And recognizing that we're already there. We're already there. That's really the key. There's nothing wrong with you other than you thought less of yourself. Now it's time to think more of yourself. You thought that, you believed in whatever you believed, and it wasn't serving you. It wasn't bringing joy. It wasn't bringing peace. It wasn't bringing harmony. And now you realize I am peace. I am joy, because I am is perfect, right? And it says, be ye perfect, for I am perfect, says the Lord of hosts. So, and we know that the I am God doesn't lack anything. And I am to identify with the I am. Hey, all love. Welcome. Yes, Paradise. Yes. Yes, thank you, D. Rich. Yes. We all receive that because we all already master manifestors. We just have to accept it, right? We just have to accept it. Continually reminding ourselves of our greatness, of our power. Welcome, Joe. Welcome. Hello. Is that Joanne Garner? Welcome. Hey, V-Lay. Welcome. You said the ego gets in the way a lot. Don't even focus on the ego. I don't know nothing about the ego. I'm like, I have nothing to say regarding that. I still don't understand that concept. And I'm not even trying to, because there's nothing wrong with us. Everything about us is wonderful. Everything about us is awesome. We're love. Oh, you was going to ask me about the ego? Yeah, I'm not with that trying to separate us and separate personalities. And I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand the mindset in regards to, and maybe because Neville Goddard never really talks about the ego. He don't really talk about it. And maybe that's why I don't really understand it. I don't really get it. I've heard people talk about it, but I don't even want to understand it because it comes from a negative perspective. It doesn't come from accepting all of you. It's trying to say that some part of you is wrong. No part of you is wrong. You're whole, complete, and lack no good thing. Everything within us is for a purpose, and all things work together for the good, for them who are called according to his purpose. So, okay. Well, see, here's the thing with that paradise. Scripture says that I was not given a spirit of fear, that I was given love, peace, and a sound mind. So if you're telling me ego operates in fear, then that doesn't come from the I am, because the I am says that I am created in love, that I was given power and a sound mind. So that doesn't align with the teaching of Scripture. That sounds like a man-made concept. And I don't rock with man-made concepts. If it ain't telling me how wonderful I am, then oh, okay, all love. Got you. Hey, LOA, welcome. Yes, we have to just remember to operate in love. Yes, we know where fear comes from, right? That's of this world. That is of that lower nature. So if you're saying the ego represents the carnal mind, the lower nature, that we're supposed to transcend and become one with the higher mind, it's supposed to become a unity of the spirit, then okay, I get what you're saying. But that's the part of you have to elevate and rise and marry with the higher mind. That you're led by the spirit. Oh, got you. Okay, got you. Yup, yes, LOA. Yes. Yep. But just leave it alone. You don't even got to work to do it. Just turn your attention away from it. Just don't even give it your attention, because attention is the sap of life, right? Anything you give your attention to, anything you continue to talk about, you make alive in your world. So if you don't want it to be there, then just stop talking about it. I know it sounds hard. That sounds too simple, but it really is that simple. And we complicate things. We think it's more we have to do, but no, it's just really about changing your focus. It's really about changing your speech, turning your mind around. And that comes with practice. It comes with practice. And reminding yourself, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. The more I do it, the easier it becomes. The more I do it, the easier it becomes. The more you take your focus off of there, the easier it becomes. Yes, hi Jordan, welcome. Yep. Attention is the sap of life. We be resurrecting things we should have let die a long time ago. But no, we want to talk about it. We want to talk about how hard it was. We want to go and try to heal our inner child. We want to do shadow work. If you feel that's necessary, okay. But I know what Scripture says. Scripture says that any man who puts his hands to the plow and looks back is not fit for the kingdom. We're told in the story of Lot and his wife, right? In the Old Testament, they were told to go into that new country, that new state of mind. And that they were told they couldn't take any of their old stuff, their old baggage with them. Well, Lot's wife, she was like, I can't let it go. I want to hold on to the old stuff. I want it to come with us. And he said, you look back. Don't look back. What'd she do? She looked back. And what did she end up doing? Being stuck, turning into a pillar of salt. And she couldn't move forward. See, when you look back, it leaves you stuck there, and you're just resurrecting old beliefs, old traumas that you really You don't got to go digging nothing up. Your life is going to confront you. Everything you need to let go of is going to show up. It's going to rise to the top, and it's going to allow you to deal with it. Then that's when you deal with it. But you ain't got to go searching for it. You don't have to go looking for it. It's going to reveal itself to you and say, this is what I need to let go of. This is what I need to release. This is what I need to forgive myself for. And we know forgiveness is not about apologizing. It's not about remorse or regret. Forgive just means to see yourself as in the new state. That's all forgive means. And it also means, as Joseph Murphy, I like the way he put it, to give for that which you would like to receive. So you give yourself the healing. You give yourself the love. You give yourself the compassion. You give yourself the grace. You give yourself the joy. Hello, hey, Patrice Hunt. Hello, hello. Yes, Paradise. Yes, yes. Got to master those emotions, right? Master those emotions. We're the master. You know, we got to put this body under subjection. We got to tell this body what to think. Got to tell this body what to feel. Oh, you're welcome, Magic Hands. You're welcome. Yes, D Rich. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, Cammy. It's all control. Welcome, welcome. That's the work, right? And it's all done what? Inwardly. This is the mental, spiritual work that you have to do. Recognize that, stop letting people tell you that you're broken. Stop letting people tell you that you're not enough. Stop letting people tell you that you're less than. It simply isn't true. And it's about reminding yourself of who you are. I am everything. I am the Lord. I am God. There's nothing impossible for you to do. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with you having those experiences. It was part of the human experience. It was part of the dual nature. We all have experienced it in different levels. We all have been subjected to it. Everyone has. And so it shouldn't be about comparing about who had the greater trauma, right? We're not comparing about, well, my life was this and my life. No, we letting that life go. We letting that mindset go. We're releasing that. But people like to compare trauma, and they want the MVP of trauma. And then they wonder why they can't be loosed and set free. You got to loose and let it go and be set free. Be set free, because the truth makes you free. It makes you free. The truth is, I'm already whole. I am perfect. I am love. I am joy. I came to have life in that more abundantly. I'm creating my heavenly state here and now, where there's nothing but compassion and abundance of all good things. That's in every facet of my life. I experience abundance in every area of my life. In my body, in my mind, in my relationships, in my finances. In every area of my life, I have an abundant life. Hey, main attraction. Oh, she gone. That was my daughter actually on Instagram. She left too. I gotta start. I may have to bring my Instagram down soon so I can see it more. But yes, we have to walk in our authority, walk in our power. And again, this is something we have to do daily. We have to remind ourselves. It gets easier and easier. It gets easier and easier. The more I do it, the easier it becomes. The more I do it, the easier it becomes. The effortless way. Effortless. Because I know whatever I'm imagining, I'm creating in my world. I'm making it real for me. The more I talk about it, the more I give it my attention, I'm making it more real. I'm perpetuating it, right? just keeps happening, you know? So then you have to make a decision. Where do you want to give your attention to? Where's your focus? Focus should be the truth makes me free. And what's true? What truth do I want to express in my world? What truth do I want to focus on in my world? As long as we understand who we are and know the truth of our being and where our focus lies. Yes, blue skies, self-talk. Self-talk is so important. What you're saying to yourself, within yourself, about yourself. Yes. Yes, focus the mind on the ministry of the Christ, right? Because not only should we do the works of those miracles that are told us in the Gospels, we will do even greater. We will do even greater. We have to recognize and know the power within us. Hi, the Ayla. Welcome. Actually, it was something I asked for way before I came into this knowledge. It was just something I just had thought about in passing, and then it just became a reality many years later. Because I was still in the church when I had that thought. I remember having the thought. And then we received a financial blessing back in 2017. And that's how I was able to stay at home. I no longer had to work outside of the home. But I won't say it was something that I like really focused on. It was just, I remember having the thought years ago and thinking like, man, you know, because I was a single mom. I had my first child at the age of 20, and then I got married at the age of 29, and I had 2 more children from that marriage. That marriage didn't last, and this is my second marriage. And when I was in that first marriage, and I had the other 2 children from that marriage, I was then like, man, you know, I was at home with them as well. But I guess I always thought I would probably go back to work. And I was saying to myself, man, I would really like to be at home when my children got like school age, when they got like middle school, high school, like they would start to like be more involved in sports and extracurricular activities, and how I wanted to be at home with them when that happened. And I got divorced, then got remarried. And when they became school age, when they became middle schoolers, that's when I was able to stay at home in 2017. Hi, D. Welcome, D. What is IKDR, Brianna? I know. I know damn right. Is that what that means? Oh, I know that's right. Okay. Got you. Oh, you're welcome. Is that Ayla? You're welcome. Yeah, I was real close. Yes, it is a book on manifestation. Welcome, Christy. Welcome. Well, what the advice I would give to is to be the person that you want to bring into your experience. The relationship with your partner is really a relationship between you and you. See, I know a lot of times, especially I've had 2 marriages. So the first marriage was the marriage of the struggle. I had that struggle mentality, that marriage was hard, that it was complicated. I was a nagger. I was, combative. And then when I got out of that marriage and went into the second marriage, I was determined not to be that person, not to be the nagger, not to be argumentative, not to be, and I'm not going to say that completely went away, but it's a world of difference. It's a 180. And I recognize that sometimes we get with people to change them, or we marry people for potential. And it's like, anyone that's coming into your experience, the things you don't like about them is what you don't like about you, because they're your mirror, right? They're reflecting you. So make sure that you recognize that you're worthy. I'm using that word worthy. That was the terminology I used when I manifested my second husband. I said that I deserved a good man. That was the terminology I used, because I knew I was a good woman. I knew I was faithful. I knew I was honest. I knew I didn't play games. Not manipulating, not trying to control, not trying to change him. I actually like my husband just the way he is. I wasn't trying to change him, ask him to be different and all that. And he actually liked me the way I wasn't trying to change me or control me. So when you're seeking marriage, see yourself in the other person. And whatever you're not liking about the other person, seek to change you within yourself, because they're just your mirror. We should never get married to change people. Why are you marrying them if you don't like them? If you need for them to be different, right? Like, why we be marrying people trying to change folks? Like, either you like them or you don't. Why you marrying them and you don't like them? Like, what? Yes, all love. I see that a lot. Hey, Dexter, welcome. Yes. Yeah, that's something else, to be jealous of the person that you're marrying. Like, what? You should be celebrating them. You should be happy for them. You should be inspiring them. My husband inspires me. I inspire him. We're on this journey together. And that's also, a beautiful thing, right? Like we do the law of assumption together. We have a book club that we do. My family does every Friday. We have a meetup group that we do at our local library. Yes, Paradise, must love yourself. Yes, you got to do the work on you first before you try to bring someone else into your experience. Yep. You have to know your worth. And prior to this marriage, I didn't know my worth. I lacked self-confidence, low self-esteem. And so I had to do the work on myself. So that's what I did, the work on myself, because I recognized where I went wrong the first time. Thank you, Paradise. Thank you. I know I read a couple of books, and then I was just like, because this is all before Law of Assumption. This happened before, because like I said, I didn't come into Law of Assumption 2018. I met my husband in December of 2013. So prior to that, I know I read a couple of books, And a couple of the books I read, like I read Millionaire Matchmaker by Patty Stanger, and then I read Steve Harvey's book, that How to Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man, Act Like a Woman. And I read part of his book, Straight Up No Chaser. But the only thing I gleaned from Steve Harvey's book, I can't even remember what Patty Stanger wrote about. But what I gleaned from Steve Harvey's book is that I didn't want to play the games that he was promoting in his book. He helped me to recognize the things that I didn't want. He had like the 5 non-negotiables that you should have in a relationship. But I recognized it was all about a lot of the game plan. I was like, okay, that's what I don't want. I'm real. I'm straight up no chaser. You either, it is what it is. I'm not someone who deals in hypocrisy and someone who pretends to be something that she's not. So I didn't have time for the game plan. I don't, you either gonna like me or you're not gonna like me, trying to pretend to be something that I'm not, having all these rules and all this type of stuff. And I was like, nope, that just gave me a more clearer vision of what I wanted in a relationship. And I recognized the errors that I made in the previous one. And so, but I also think that I married out of desperation too. I was hitting 30. I was in the church. I was a single mom. So it was like, gotta get married. People were introducing me to different people, trying, playing matchmaker, wanting me to be married and everything. And then my desire to be married and thinking, marrying out of desperation as well. So yeah, a lot of things went into, that first mindset. And then I had a change mindset with the second one. Oh, okay, Isla. Okay. Yeah, you may take something different from it. I didn't particularly. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't like all the rules. And I'm just like, you need to go with your own intuition. You need to set your own rules. You need to know yourself and how you desire for your relationship to go. Because it's like, if you're playing games, don't you expect your partner to also play games? If you're playing games, like, the game plan gonna go both ways. So, Yep. Hey, holistic, bliss and love, God, bliss and love. Welcome. Hey, Alexa, welcome. Yeah. Thank you. Hello, hey, Key, welcome. Are you ready for a baby then? Hey, you have your baby. Congratulations. Oh, it really is. It is about how do you envision. Thank you. It really is about how do you envision your marriage, because it's not cookie cutter. What works for one couple is not going to be what works for the other couple, because everybody don't think the same. Everybody don't, like, roles are changing. Different things. We live in a different society than we once did, when you had all these gender roles and who should do what, and this person should do this, and you're the woman, so you're expected to do this. You're the man, so you're expected to do that. No, do what works for your household, for your relationship. What brings the most peace? It's like, you can't expect the woman to work outside the home and also be the one that's only cleaning up the home and doing all the cooking. Like, let's make that make sense. Let's not put all of that pressure on one person. If you recognize, you don't really like cleaning, your spouse really don't like cleaning, then figure out a way to have somebody else to come in and clean for you. Let's not sweat the small stuff, right? But yes, remember, we're creating our own reality, and you get to decide what your marriage looks like. And don't let society tell you what it should be, what a woman's role is, what a man's role is. No, you have a meeting of the minds with your partner and what makes the home run smoothly for you, because it's going to be different for everybody. You get to decide. Sometimes we be wearing ourselves out trying to please other people or try to make other people think life is supposed to be a certain way. It's to be whatever way you wanted it to be. If you want a cleaning service, you want a chef come in and cook for you and your cleaning service to clean your home, hey, then create that reality. But if it's something you enjoy, right, and you have no qualms in doing it, do that. It's all about whatever we're imagining, right? Our imagining creates reality. Is whatever we believe to be true will be true for us. Because here's the thing, you could say you want a certain relationship, but you get who you are. So make sure that who you are matches the type of relationship you desire. Because we'll say all day long, I don't want a cheater. I don't want someone who's dishonest, unfaithful. But then we think that most men cheat. I'm like, you cannot be thinking most men cheat and don't think you're not going to draw a cheater into your world. Hey, whatchamacallit? Hey. You draw into your beliefs. So if you believe, just in general, that men are just dogs and that's just how they are, and okay, then don't be surprised if that's what you end up with. See, I stopped thinking that way. I said within myself, no, I deserve a good man. That there's a good man out there for me who's going to treat me with love and respect and honor our relationship, so, and that's what I drew in. But I had to do the work. I had to change my mindset. I had to stop thinking that all men were liars, all men were dogs, all men cheat. I had to change. I had to rearrange my mindset. Oh, thank you, whatchamacallit. Hi, Rain. Hi, welcome. So it's all about whatever reality you want to create. Yes, Brianna J. Exactly. I don't know what that means. Y'all can't change anything. What does that mean? We can try to delay. Okay. That part, magic hands. Exactly. Yep. Oh, yeah. Because I don't know if that's coming from a Christian perspective, because if you can't change things, then why would Christians pray? I used to be in church. They used to say prayer changes things. Really, prayer changes you. It doesn't change things. It changes you. And then the things around you change. You're welcome, Rain. But maybe this person isn't a Christian, isn't religious, I don't know. No. Yes, soul tribe. Exactly. That's the law. That is law. But most people don't believe it works because most people haven't tried it. Or when they tried it, they didn't persist in the belief. They didn't persist in its belief. There you go, Precious Dean. Welcome. Right. It is paradise. It is. Yes, me too. I love commanding what I want. Yep. And the thing is that when they say you have to detach yourself from your desire, it's all about detaching how it's going to come about, right? You just feel free. You got to get to that place that the Bible talks about, that Sabbath day of rest, where you're not worrying about it. You're not anxious. You're not concerned. Like, you know, it's done. And so you're free. You're happy. You're enjoying life, knowing that it shall surely come, even though it may seem to be taking a while, even though it may seem to be, but every desire has its own appointed time, and it shall surely come. And it's never late. We be like, man, I wish it would have came. Why didn't come? Why didn't come? It comes exactly when it's supposed to, and it's always right on time. Always. You see it even on accident. Never on accident. There aren't any accidents, right? No accidents. You call it an accident because you don't understand how the law works. We're the cause, right? Yes. Perfect timing. Exactly. You just have to learn how to trust, right? Trust the process. Believe that what you've done, the mental work you've done, that it's enough. That is enough. There's nothing you have to do to make it so, because it's already so. Right, so that wasn't an accident, right? Yeah, so tribe, that's something we have to practice, right? That is something we have to practice, because we have been conditioned to being human doings. We like, I gotta do something. I gotta do something. I gotta do something, instead of just being, learning how to be still and know, trust that everything is working out. Everything is working out. Because if we notice, those who do a lot of work, right? Those who are not, and I don't mean work in the fact of being in the flow. I mean work in trying to force, because there's a difference between work and being in the flow and work and trying to force. Those who are working trying to force usually are those who are stressed out, right? They have diseases in the body, right? They complain, they may eventually get what they've been asking for, but they don't really enjoy it, right? See, so many people get married, desiring marriage, and then it's nothing what they thought it would be, because they weren't prepared. They just thought, oh, we've been together for 5 years, so the next step is to get married. But their relationship showed them what their marriage would look like, and they thought that a piece of paper was going to somehow miraculously change them as who they are. But no, you want to go into any situation being prepared mentally. And so that's what the appointed time is for, to prepare you to receive the blessing so that you can enjoy it and that you can sustain it. Right? We hear all the time, about people that come into large financial blessings, right? They desire to have the large financial blessing, but they didn't believe that they deserved it. Like people that win the lottery and end up 5 years, 2 or 3 years bankrupt, right? They were able to manifest the large sum, but they didn't have the consciousness of wealth, because money doesn't make you wealthy. It's your mind, it's your consciousness. The recognizing that I am wealth, regardless of how much money is in your bank account. That's what people have to realize, that the money does not bring wealth. It allows you to buy a lot of things, but you know how many people have wealth and have no peace of mind, have no health in their body, constantly working to maintain a certain status, have no relationships. Oh, thank you, Rain. Glad that you're here as well. It's about getting the consciousness of wealth, recognizing that that the mind is your wealth. The coin of heaven is the mind. Your true freedom comes from knowing that you are that what you desire to be. That's what makes you free. And then you know that you'll never have to chase money because you'll always have enough. You'll always have more than enough. Yes, Beck. Welcome. Yes, you got to know thyself. Yes. Know thyself. And trust yourself. Trust. Trust that what you've imagined is enough. Keep imagining it. It must feel real to you. It must feel natural to you. That's why the best time to impress the subconscious is at night, right before you go to bed, or right when you first wake up in the morning, or you can create that state akin to sleep. Creating that state akin to sleep, which some people will call self-hypnosis, or allowing someone else to hypnotize you. What they call it, hypnotherapy, right? I believe that's the terminology. But it's just really about getting that relaxed state where you're not arguing with yourself and you're receptive to thoughts, to new impressions. You want to get new impressions. I already have it. First person, present tense. But again, it's about the intention, because when you say I can't wait to have, it's like you're saying it's not here already. That you're not already that person. It's like putting it off to the future. But it's to them that have, it shall be given. Neville Goddard even had a technique where you could say, when he found that remember when, saying something has already happened, right? When you're speaking, you're putting it as something that has happened, right? Because the subconscious doesn't tell the difference between a past, present, or future event. It's all the same to the subconscious, right? But when you're telling yourself that, I remembering when I used to be this type of person, is saying that you're no longer that person now, right? I remember when I used to live in an apartment or a 1-bedroom, and now I have a 4-bedroom, right? You used to live in the apartment. Now you have your current situation. So you can use that technique as well. You're welcome. Oh, okay, Lisa. Yep. Yep, it's all about however you want to convince yourself of the experience. Basically creating a memory, right? Nope, Brianna J. Nope. I know some people use different things because to them it makes them feel more real, right? So like Neville Goddard had someone that desired to be married. I believe it was a man that desired to be married. And he told him to, go to bed at night imagining, don't use your real, just imagine you're using your right hand to play with the ring on your left hand, but you're doing all this in your mind. Well, the person felt like he needed an actual ring to make it feel real to him. And that was like, well, you don't need the ring, but if you feel like you need it, because that makes it more real to you, then, you can do that. But everything should be done mentally. Everything, so whenever Neville, a lot of his techniques are all mental, right? A lot of his techniques, you don't really hear him use, say, to write anything down or to create or to do like vision boards or anything. He just says, see it within your mind's eye, right? But it's not wrong if you feel like it feels more real to you if you write it down, or it feels more real to you if you use vision boards. I believe it was Bashar that says those are just like permission slips you're giving to yourself to help you believe in the thing more of a reality. So it's just like a kind of like a crutch that we use because, we may find it a little bit more challenging to imagine it in our mind. So we need some type of physical apparatus to make it feel more real. And again, it's not wrong. You do whatever it takes for you to create that reality for you. But the more you do it, the more you practice it, you'll find you don't need anything external to yourself. But in the beginning, you may feel like you need those things. And that's okay. But the more you practice, you'll come to find out it really is just the mind. It's the creative power in man is the mind. It's all psychological. It's all spiritual. And any physical things that we're doing, they're not making the manifestation come to fruition. It's the consciousness within it. It's your belief. The law of life is the law of belief. Is whatever you can convince yourself of. Are you good with hearing voices? Because I won't say that I really imagine. When I say imagine, I'm saying that I'm talking to myself. Because words create pictures automatically, right? We can paint a word picture, right? So I don't have to actually, like when I said I was going to go first class, I didn't have to see myself riding in first class for me to manifest that. Or even when I was saying that I was going to manifest a comfortable flight to Dubai, I didn't imagine myself on a plane having no, I just spoke it. I just said it and I believed it and it happened. But like Neville, he could create a scene where he could see it all happening, and then what he would see, he would externalize and he would actually experience it. But everyone is different, right? See, I recognize that the way I learn, and I can tell how my husband, he's good with maps, right? He can look at a map like GPS. He doesn't read the directions. He looks at the map and he knows which way we're going to go. I can't read the map. I have to read the directions and then I listen to the audio. That's how I learn. But my husband, he doesn't read the directions. He just looks at the map and say, oh, okay, I know which way to go. Exactly, right. It's always movement. Always. I liken it to when you put a seed in the ground, right? You don't see that seed taking root. You know it's taking root though, right? You know it is. You can't see it. Someone is pregnant with a child. You can't see that baby growing, but you know it's happening. You know that baby is developing, but you can't see it. You may, on certain scheduled appointments with the doctor, you may get some little, sonogram of what the baby's development is looking like, but you don't get to see the whole process. You don't get to see the development, but you know it's happening. Hello, hey, Zariah, welcome, welcome. Hey, L, welcome. I didn't see what L came in. Hey, welcome, L. Yes, it's always movement. Always. Everything is just working out for you. Always. Yep, so don't get discouraged just because you think nothing is going on behind the scenes. You don't get to see what's being developed in the dark room, right? With photography, right? You gotta have a dark space to develop that picture, right? Everything develops in darkness, right? Our world is always telling us how things happen. Our world is always communicating to us, telling us how everything is taking place. Out of the darkness came a great light. Things that are seen were not made by things that do appear. And we can't see our thoughts, right? We just see the effects of our thoughts. Yes, Lori. You say, imagine only good things. Yes. Whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are pure, whatever so things are just. If there be any, whatever things are of good report, if there be any praise, think on these things. Right? I believe that's Philippians 4:8. I believe. We're told how to think. Yep. Hey, Golden. Yes, yes. When we doubt, that means we're being double-minded. We're not trusting, right? A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, and he should not think that he will get anything from the Lord, from the I am. Because now you're playing, you're straddling the fence. You're saying, I want this. Oh, no, I don't. I want this. Oh, it can't happen. Or I want this. Oh, it's taking too long. Or I want this. Oh, you're giving all these excuses as to why, because you don't believe. You haven't accepted the reality. But here's the thing. Whenever doubt arises, just change it. You don't have to accept any experience. You don't have to accept any thought. The moment you realize you doubt it, change it in that moment, because your power is in your now. It's when you're thinking of it now and you're aware of it, change it. Never finish a negative thought. And say you did finish the negative thought. 2 hours later, a day later, you're thinking about it. It was like, oh man, I was thinking, change it. You can say the art of revision. You can revise any experience. You don't have to accept any experience. Revise it. I've done it. So I know it works. Do it all the time, actually. Hi, Zariah. Yes, your faith. Yes, has made you well. Yep. It's your faith that makes you whole. Everything is done unto you according to your faith. Be it done unto you. Be not afraid. Only believe. Yes, I love that. That's not my reality. I don't accept that. I don't receive that. I did that. So when On our way back from Dubai, so on our way to Dubai, I noticed that they didn't have a full plane, and I saw other people. They had a whole row of seats to themselves. I said, "Oh, when we come back on our flight, I'm going to get a whole row so I can have a whole row on that 12-hour flight." So when we got to the hotel room, they still had seats available. So I changed our seats. I put it was 4 of us, so I put our youngest daughter, which is my bonus daughter, my husband's daughter from a previous marriage. They sat right before me. Then my middle daughter, she sat in the row in front of them, and then I had the last row behind them. And when I got in there, somebody came and sat next to me, and I was like, "He's not supposed to be here." That's what I said to myself. I'm like, "This is not what I said would happen." And like 2 minutes later, he had moved his seat, and I had the whole row to myself. You never have to accept any reality. You never have to accept it. You never have to accept it. Yes, Beck. Exactly. Exactly. Worrying does you no good. Take no thought for tomorrow, right? Take no thought. Don't be concerned with the how. Well, you have to change that, Lori. How do they have the power to drain you? Why would you give someone else power to drain you? Oh, okay, all love. Oh, thank you, Lisa. No one should ever have the power. Never give your power to anything outside of you. It's your reality. What do you want? What do you want, Lori? How do you see it? Create it. I like how Florence Scovel Shinn, she would say, every man is a link in the chain of my good. Every man is a link in the chain of my good. Everyone that comes to me is to the benefit of me because I drew them in. They're here because of me. There's nothing happening to me. Everything is happening because of me. I am the cause. I'm the only one thinking the thoughts. Thus, I'm the only one creating the reality. Oh, okay. Oh, love. Okay. Right. Oh, hi, Golden. Yeah, so I accept the Bible as metaphysical. It's mind, science, psychological truth. It is reminding us who we are, that we are God's, as scripture reminds us, that we are one with the all. There is no separation. And that the Bible is just many stories, allegories, reminding us how we use our mind when we use our mind in error and when we use our mind in love. And what is the experience, for the lack of a better word, as a result of our thinking. Yep, you got to cast down them vain imaginations. Yes. Bring them under subjection. Put them under your feet. Got to bring them. Bring them down. That's the fallen angels. Fallen angels are just negative thoughts, fears, doubts. That's it. Your angels, your messengers of the higher mind are just the truth of your being. Those are your desires. That's your positive thinking. That's you remembering who you are and trusting it. Yes, Beck. Yes. We ate off that tree of knowledge of good and evil. We believed in 2 powers. We said there's a God and a devil. We said that there's a power that is equal to the I am. There's only one power. We misuse the power, but there's only one. Hi, me. It's because you're saying you don't have it. Even though you don't see it doesn't mean you don't have it. That's what faith is, right? It's the substance of things hoped for. Hope is that certitude of expectation. You know, you expect it, but it's the evidence of things not yet being seen. You don't see it, but you have it. It's already yours. Do you believe that? Do you believe even though you can't see it, it's already yours. You already have it. You're living from the end. You're speaking those things that be not as though they were. When you talk about it, you talk about it from the state of already being the person that has the thing. I don't understand that question, Golden. Yes, Beck. If you're imagining being your own dream girl, then I'm remembering who I am. If that's who you say you are, if you're saying I am my own dream, whatever you're attached to the I am, that's what you shall be. If that's what you truly believe to be true, that will be true for you. The law of life is the law of belief. Christ said, it is done unto you as you believe. Well, that's what he was made to say in the scriptures, in the gospels. Everything is done unto you as you believe. If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believes. And believe means to accept a thing as true. That's what believe means. To accept something as true. It doesn't mean, it doesn't matter if it's a lie. Because what? Anything you assume, though it be false, if persisted in, shall harden into fact. So the moment you spoke it, it could not be true. But if you keep talking about it, and you keep speaking it, and you keep saying it, oh, it's going to harden into fact, and it's going to become a reality in your world. You're going to experience it some way or another. It's going to come up because we're manifesting all day long. We all have certain beliefs. We all believe in something. So when people tell you something that you can't believe, you got to know. Believe and know mean the same thing because we all believe or know something based on our own personal experiences. Believe and know are synonymous. They're interchangeable. We all believe something. Each and every one of us. It's not a person on this earth that ain't believing in something. Ain't trusting something. You got it, Golden. Well, I know people put it that way, Brianna Dre, but it's your present now is creating your future now. So it's whatever remember there's only now. There is no past, there is no future, there's only now. That's why they say tomorrow never comes, because when tomorrow comes, what is it called? Today. And today is always now. You only have now. So you have to see yourself as already being it now, regardless of when it shows up on our third dimensional plane. It was instantly given in the spirit. In the spirit, we know there's no delay, but we know we experience the interval of time on this third dimensional plane. All desires have an appointed time. Yes, some are instant. Some are 24 hour. Some are 9 months. as the baby, right? They say that the horse is 12 months, right? How long does it take vegetation to grow? How long does it take for an apple tree to grow? How long does it take for an acorn to become an oak tree, right? Every seed, which is desire, has its own appointed time. Oh, okay. Welcome, dear Danny. Welcome. Nice. Yeah, I've read that book a couple of times. Yes. Yep. The mind is your garden. Yep. That's the question. That's the question, Beck, right? Are you uprooting it by saying, where is it? I don't see how it's going to come, how it's going to happen, why it hasn't come yet. Are you uprooting it? Are you taking it up and trying to see if it's growing yet? So I can't take root because you keep pulling it up. Keep trying to look at it, see what's going on. You want to see what's happening. Drop the seed. Let it go. Let it mature. Let it develop. Let it sprout. Let it come into fruition. Oh, thank you, Beck. This has come from my years of studying. And with my husband, because he's the green thumb of the family. He grows us a garden every year. Yep. Sowing and reaping. Yes. Thank you, Golden. Yes. Yeah, we plant seeds every day. And you can see the seed is your desire, right? Your desire. You have to allow it to mature. It's just like when Mary was told by the angel, right, that she was pregnant with a child. And he told her, go and tell no man, but show John. So what is that story telling us? You don't tell people about your great idea. They may have you to miscarry because they are going to only feed the doubts that you probably already have. So you can't tell people about your big idea. And what does go John? John represented the world. So you got to just show people. They're not going to believe it when you tell them anyway. So wait till it's done and then show them. That's when you show them. We've all been guilty of that, magic hands. We've all been guilty of that. That's why I love mercy. The art of revision. We can revise. We can decide to experience it differently in our minds because consciousness is the only reality, right? We live in our minds. We live consciously, right? Is what's going on within that matters. That's the only thing that matters, what's going on within. If we don't like what we're seeing without, we ignore it. We don't react to it. Because once you react to the 3D, once you react to the circumstance, you're saying, yes, I agree with that. More of that, please. Give me more of that. That's how you know where you are in your desire, in your journey. How do you react to things you don't want to see anymore. As Neville says, God only acts. It's the devil who reacts. So every time you react to a situation that you don't want to experience, you're not acting as God. You're acting as what? The deceiver. That's who the devil is. The deceiver, the adversary, the doubter. Yes, 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 Jake. Yes. Yes. Every time you react, you're like saying, I want more of that. I like how that, this is what's real. I'm making it real. I feel that, Zariah. Oh, okay, magic hands. Yeah, that's why we got to be conscious. But here's the thing. It doesn't even matter. You can change it. That's why we got to kind of make it light. We got to kind of make it easy. We can't beat ourselves up. Give ourselves grace, right? The just man falleth 7 times. 7 times being a symbol of perfection, right? Look, it's going to happen. We're all guilty of it, right? Neville even said he didn't get it right all the time. Nobody gets it right all the time. Nobody. We all err from the faith. We all sin. We all fall short, right? We all miss the mark. We all miss the goal. But we have grace and mercy. All you got to do is change it back. Revise that situation. What did you want to happen? How did you want that experience to go? Replay it in your mind. Replay it in your mind. No experience is final. You get the final say. You get to say how you wanted to have reacted and replay it in your mind and say, well, actually, I did this. Actually, when this happened, this was my response. And you keep doing it until you get satisfaction that that is what actually took place. I do it all the time. I used to do it too with my kids. I used to do it too. And then I would go back to my room. It may be a couple of days I think about, like, man, I should have said something. I should have responded differently. Then I just replay it in my mind and say, okay, this is how I should have responded. This is the way I wish I would have responded. And I just replay it and I drop it and let it go. The next time it happened, I don't even respond the same way. It's like what they say, rolling off your back like water on a duck's back, right? Like, it just rolls off. You ain't even bothered. You so unbothered, it don't even bother you no more. Well, you're not going back in time. You're doing it now. You're doing it in the present moment, right? Your power is in your now. It's because you're thinking of it now. You can think of it differently. You only have now. Remember, there's no past. There's no future. It's only the present moment. You only have the now. And it's happening now because you're thinking of it. Your thoughts are literally, you're the only thinker in your reality. You're the only thinker. And you're having a thought in this moment. So change it in this moment. That's why I love me some Neville. I said Neville is my mentor. He has really helped me a lot. Transform my thinking, transform my reality. It's like his principles is just like, especially when you apply them and you know that it works for you, like you'll never lose it. You never let it go. You may forget sometime. You may slide back. That's okay. Because your power is in your awareness. Whenever it comes to your mind, that's when you set about to change it. Opulent evening, Shar. Love that. Love that. Yes, chocolate covered soul. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, okay, magic hands. Okay, okay. Cool. Yes, it's like once you know that this works, it's like, but I do recognize, like Neville said, not everyone is looking to be different, right? Some people do just want the stuff. And that's okay. He said you give them their stuff. They're like the multitude that were fed, the 5,000 that were fed, right, with the 5 loaves and 2 fish. Some people just want, and that's okay. You don't judge them. You grant everyone's request because everyone is I am, even if they don't recognize it, even if they haven't come to that realization. That's where the compassion comes in. We have to be compassionate. And I know sometimes we can get into those debates with those who, will want you to think differently or to believe the way they believe. 'Cause I'm even guilty of that, finding myself, wanting to go back and forth, but maybe sometimes, the conversation with a lot of fire will spark something. Maybe it won't spark it in that moment, but hey, you may have dropped the seed in the spirit, and it could be 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now. And they'll be like, man, I remember I had that conversation with such and such. And we were, going back and forth, and it was a disagreement. But now I'm kind of seeing what they were saying. I'm now understanding where they were coming from. Oh, well, thank you, Rain. Yes, glad to have you. Thank you, thank you. Are you new to manifesting? New to the law of assumption? The law of assumption is what Neville Goddard teaches, which states an assumption, anything you assume, though it be false, if you persist in it, it shall harden into fact. So it's another way of saying that whatsoever you desire, well, not that. It's another way of saying now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It's just about, it's kind of like the law of attraction, but it's a little different. Not the teaching is a little, it's very similar, but it's a little different. Have you heard of the law of attraction? What do you mean by add? Is that Mari chosen music? Yes, yes, chocolate covered soul. Yes, I do. Oh, thank you, Alo. Thank you. Oh, okay, Beck. Okay. Add what to the live? Oh, you're asking to come up. Oh no, I don't bring people up to the live. I haven't decided on that yet. Because I want to make sure that if you come up, you're not trying to debate. I'm not, this platform isn't about debating. Well, this is the first time I've seen you in my live. So I have to, make sure we on the same path. Okay, okay, well, I'll consider it. Like I said, right now, I'm not really bringing it and bringing people up at this moment, but I'll consider it in future lives. Oh, okay, magic hands. Oh, okay. Yes, Beck, have you heard of law of attraction? Because it's just saying that you are the cause of your reality. That's what law of assumption says, that you are the operant power. That you're not asking anything outside of you to grant you your request, to get permission to have a thing. Is you recognizing that you are commanding your reality, that you are the power, that you operate this power through your thoughts, that the creative power in man is the mind. Neville also calls it imagination, awareness of being, consciousness, I am. All of those words are synonymous. Oh, okay, Beck. Yes, Beck. Yes, yes. Oh, good evening, Jones the third. My channel is about the law of assumption as taught by Neville Goddard. So it's about helping people transform their thinking to create the reality they desire to experience. Reminding us of who we are, the power that is within, that we're one with God, that consciousness is the only reality, that we're to live from within, and it will be expressed without. I use the Bible as my manuscript, as my blueprint. I use biblical principles and apply them to my life. You're welcome. Yes, the Bible is a constant reminder to us on how to use our minds. Yes, yes, magic hands. I love that. Yes. Couldn't have said it better. You said it much better than I did. Teaching us to remember who we are, right? Because we forgot. We forgot who we were. It's okay because everyone forgets. Everyone goes into the state of amnesia. Everyone is programmed. Everyone is conditioned. Not everyone wakes up at the same time, right? We all came here to experience being human and God all at the same time. That's what they said about Christ, right? He was God and human, fully God, fully human. That's what we are. Fully God, fully human. That's what Paul said. Great is the mystery. God manifested in the flesh. We think that only happened to one person, if that even really happened to one person. But the whole point of the allegory is to remind us who we are. Hey, Joy Noel. Hey. Yes. Oh, I love that, Beck. Yes. Yep. That's it. That's it. Remembering its promises, right? The Bible is replete with promises. And we just have to remind ourselves of the promises. And that's why Paul tells us that all the promises of God are yes and amen. Yes, and so it is. Everything you desire, you already have. All the promises are freely given. We don't have to earn them. That's why, you have to train yourself not even think about being worthy enough or deserving enough. You're not trying to earn it. You don't have to prove worthiness. I am God, right? Jesus says, ye are gods. Psalms 82 says, ye are gods. Paul reminds us that that we have the mind of Christ. Christ in you, your hope and glory. And then he tells you who Christ is, the power and wisdom of God. And then he tells us, let this mind be in you that was also in Christ Jesus, who, being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God. That's the same mind we're supposed to have. We have to walk and remember our authority and walk in it. Yes, renew our minds. Be renewed in the spirit of your mind. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So when you think that, you're a worm, you're a sinner from the beginning, you're less than, you're unworthy, you're undeserving. If it wasn't for someone dying for you, you wouldn't be worth nothing. When you have that sort of mindset, you will always be wondering, am I ever good enough? Am I ever good enough? Am I ever good enough? You will always be questioning, am I pleasing to God? Is God pleased with me? Why? You have to loose that mind and let it go. Be set free. And recognize that you already are. We're the prodigal son, right? The prodigal son that went off and wasted all he had in riotous living and then came to himself. That's what we're doing, right? We came to ourselves and recognized, wait a minute. I'm a child of the king. King's servants live better than this. Let me go home, right? He started on his way home. And then the king saw him and was so excited that he had awoken up to the truth of his being, and he recognized who he was. He came with the robe and the staff and the ring and placed it on him, right? And then you had the son that was there that never left. And he was like, man, you giving him the fatted calf, you doing all that for him, and you never did it for me, and I've been here with you all the time. He was like, son, thou hast been with me all the time. All that I have is thine. It already belongs to us. Yes, Beck. Yes. Oh, wow, Chelsea. Sorry to hear that. I would suggest to give up the fight and believe that you already have your desire. When we fight for things, we're just telling our experience that we don't have it. The thing that already belongs to you, you never have to fight for. So I get why you would feel like you no longer have any energy. I can see why you would feel like, you have no other options, because the fight literally is not yours. And that could be true. And where you want to start, Chelsea, start with forgiveness. And when I say forgiveness, I'm not saying that you're expecting an apology. I'm not saying that you're expecting remorse or regret. I'm saying that you're deciding to see the situation differently. And you're going to, as hard as it may be, to give forth the love to this person that you will want to receive in return, to show compassion to this person. And you're doing this in your mind. You're not talking to the person. You're not reaching out to the person. You're doing this all within your mind. And you're going to allow yourself to feel the love that this person doesn't feel. You're going to allow yourself to be compassionate towards this person, even though they don't deserve it. Even though they don't deserve it. You're going to give this person love, even if you feel they don't deserve it. You're going to extend your peace to them, even though you feel they don't deserve it. Because they are a part of you. As hard as that is to hear, this person lives in you. And you have to see them as you. And it may be difficult at first, but this is how you release the anger. This is how you release the hurt. So that you can have peace. And so that everything can work out to your benefit. That your son is returned to you through love. Love is what transforms. It's the only transforming power. And they'll understand what love is because you love them. They love you because you first loved them. You have to be the example of love, as hard as that may be to hear, as hard as that, as difficult as that may seem. You have to love. Even in this difficult moment, you have to release the anger. You have to release the hurt, release the guilt, release the condemnation. Yes, yes. It does. But once you start to allow to release that and let it come up, however it comes up, you may cry, you may scream, but allow it to come up and release so you can get your peace, your joy, and that things can work out as you intended for them. Yes, I'm sure that was very difficult to hear. Very, very difficult to hear. But when you think of your child, allow him to feel your love. Feel him in your arms. Feel him in your presence, in your mind. Create that reality. Make it real to you. You can revise this reality. You can transform it. You really can. You don't need to be forced to. Your son can come to you. You don't need to go anywhere in order to envision him, to imagine that he's already with you. You don't have to go anywhere. You're doing this all in your mind. You're creating the reality in your mind. Yes, Sunflower Goddess. Yes. Yes, releasing the hurt and pain is only keeping this situation. It's perpetuating the thing you don't want. You have to be willing to change your mind about it. You have to really see it from a different perspective. Really forgive, which just means seeing the state that you want to see, seeing that your child is now with you. Yes. It takes courage, I know. Real courage. Thank you, Chelsea. But you can do this. You can do all things through Christ that gives you strength. As difficult as it may seem to love someone who seems unlovable, shows your strength. Everything is always done according to our beliefs. Whatever beliefs we hold about our reality, that is what we will see. We have the power to change our reality. Because my husband had to fight. He was fighting to get more time with his daughter. His ex-wife would call the police constantly, taking him to court constantly, didn't want him to spend time with his daughter. When we came into this knowledge and we understood that our mind created our reality, I did the work and he did the work. I started to see his ex-wife differently. I started to say loving things about her, and I made it sincere. I started to say that she's a loving parent. She wants what's best for her child. She loves her child just as much as we do, just as much as my husband does. Because it was rough. That was a fight too, but we recognized we had to relinquish the fight and see her differently, to truly, sincerely see her as a different person. Even though she still would do some of the same things, we no longer reacted to it. Even though she would call the police, no longer reacting to it. Starting to see her differently. And it created a 180. They have shared custody now. They fired the lawyers, no longer going to court, no longer high court. We had a lot of lawyer fees, a lot of court fees. She would call the police when we would go out of town, and would have the out of town police coming to the place that we were staying at. But you have to be willing to see the situation from different eyes, from a different perspective, because it can change. Yep, all things are possible once you decide. It really can be different. The power truly is in your hands. It truly is in your hands. Yes, that's the core essence of us is unconditional love. Yes. Yeah, but Beck, you know what we had to do? We had to stop saying it was her causing it and recognize we caused it. We had to take the focus and put it back on us. It's so easy to say what others were doing, and we don't want to take ownership and responsibility for how we created the situation. We created that situation. That means that we could recreate the situation. By recognizing that what our part was in it allowed us to recreate it, taking ownership. I mean, it's such a 180 that she came to my husband and was like, she was the one that initiated firing the lawyers. She came to him and told him that she wanted him to be beneficiary of her finances if something was to happen to her. That's how the law works. When you truly lead in love, you cannot go wrong. When you truly apply this law in love, love is the only transforming power. And it didn't take long either. Because like I said, I met my husband back in 2013. We married in 2015. And this And so this went on for until what, about 3 or 4 years ago. So maybe about 2019. About 2019 is when, because when we came into the knowledge, we didn't instantly apply it to that situation, right? We were still learning. We were still figuring things out. And then once we made the decision that, hey, we don't want to keep dealing with this till, their daughter reaches 18. No, we got this power. We can recreate this situation. Okay, it's time to get busy, because we don't want to keep giving our money to the lawyers and to the courthouse, right? Yep, she was fighting him since the baby was born, because he left they divorced like right after their baby was born. Not too long ago, maybe 1 or 2 years after. Because I met him when she was going on 4. And it was a whole summer he didn't get to see his daughter. A whole summer he didn't get to see her. Even though they had papers in place where he was supposed to get her every other weekend, she kept her for a whole summer, and he didn't get to spend any time with her. But when you truly allow yourself to operate in your power, and that power is love, and it's about loving people when you feel like they don't deserve it. But that's true. That's where you're going to have to be mature. You're going to have to stop seeing this person as separate from you. This person isn't separate from you. We're all one. We're all connected. You can take ownership in whatever you've done. Acknowledge that you have created this, that it's not happening to you. It's happening for you, because of you. And because you are aware of that, you can take your power back and you can change the situation. Hey, I am Tracy. But you have to stop fighting. Gotta stop fighting. Gotta give up the fight. Gotta relinquish control. Gotta lead in love. Love is not controlling. Yes, I agree. It's considered a holy text. I agree. But it is a metaphysical book. It is psychological. It is reminding you that you are not separate from God, but that you are one with God, and that you operate as God because you are God. Most religions don't tell you that. Most religious institutions are not going to tell you that you are God, as John, the 10th chapter, the 33rd verse will tell you. And also Psalm 82. The chocolate covered soul, I was saying Psalm 82. 8:2. The Christ figure in the Gospels never told anyone to build a church. He told Peter, who represents faith, upon this rock I build my church. Upon the rock of faith, which is in the temple that he's talking about, is the body made without hands. That's where the Spirit of the Lord dwells on the inside of man. Yes, Chelsea. Yes, we are God's. Yes. And it's time for us to walk in our power and demonstrate the power. Generator, operator, demonstrator. We can't be afraid to demonstrate that power. And that power is love. Love. Thank you, Tony. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, Rabbi. Welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The highest frequency. Love is all there is. Everything else is an illusion. Everything else is something we bought into. That's not the truth of our being. The truth of our being is love is all there is. God is love. Because love what? Love never fails. But fear is torment. But perfect love casts out all fear. And anyone who fears is not made perfect in love. Because why? We were not given the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and of a sound mind. You gotta operate in love. Always. No matter how difficult it may seem, you have to operate in love. Hey, Charismatic K, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Coach Kai, any book by Neville Goddard? Neville Goddard, Dr. Joseph Murphy, he has several books. I know a lot of people love The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy, by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Yep, I haven't read these books recently, but I've read like The Strangest Thing. Is it called The Strangest Thing? The Strangest Secret, I think. The Strangest Thing. TNT, It Works. Read books by Florence Scovel Shinn, The Game of Life and How to Play It. I've read Conversations with God. I forgot who the author is for that. Yeah, but any book by Neville Goddard. A good one to start with by him is The Power of Awareness, or At Your Command. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, Sunflower Goddess. Yes. Yep. It's the only transforming power. That was the ministry of the Christ, right? He told you what the two greatest commandments were. Love thy God with all thy heart and all that's within thee, and love thy neighbor as thyself. That we're to live by the golden rule. Do unto others as you will have them do unto you. Oh, yep. Neil Donald Walsh. Thanks, Chocolate Covered Soul. Yep. That was one of the first books I read too. And I read a couple of books by Abraham Hicks. Her books actually were the first ones I read. And then I found Conversations with God. But Asking It Is Given by Abraham Hicks, that was a good one. Yep. Our creative power is our mind, our consciousness. We can speak the word and it shall be so. Speak it boldly. Speak boldly. Be confident in the Lord and in the power of his might. Oh, okay, Magic Hands. Oh, you did the Book of Life? Okay, that sounds nice. Okay, God's grace. Love the title. Yep, this is all about remembering who we are and exercising our power, right? We have to exercise the power within us. We have to believe it, trust it, know for ourselves that it works. Because the power does not operate itself. You will go on continuing to experience the things that you're experiencing unless you change your mind, unless you repent. That is what repent is, to change your mind. You have to start thinking differently about your situations, thinking differently about how you view people, thinking differently about how you see yourself, self-concept, because the people you see are just projections of your own consciousness. They're just showing you who you are. And I think like we're told, when you look out in your world and you look at the mirror and you don't like the mirror, do you break the mirror or do you change you? If you want to see a change in your world, you have to start with you. The change starts within. As within, so without. Whatever change you make in you must show up in your world. It must. That is law. Oh, okay, Brenna. Positive energy. Okay. Tanas Chubb. The power of positive energy. Yes. Thank you, Supremely Supreme. And I know when we're close to different situations and the different situations that seem so overwhelming, we feel like we're powerless. You're never powerless. Every moment there's an opportunity to change the way you think. Every moment is the opportunity to change. Take that moment to change. The change starts now, in this moment. Make the change. Recognize the power. Recognize that I am love. I am peace, and I must express it. Hey, Raymond Scott. Oh, no, not at this time. I'll be getting off in a few minutes. Yeah, because remember, there's nothing to fix. There's nothing wrong with you. You just have to recognize who you are. That you just have to accept who you are. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong. You just have to accept who you are. Accept that I am. Oh, thank you, Ray Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Chocolate cover. So it'll probably be up tomorrow because I have to download it onto my phone. So it's like 3 hours, and then I'll upload it onto YouTube. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. Thank you. Yeah, so as the topic states, imagining really does create reality. Is whatever you're imagining, whatever you're accepting, whatever inner conversations you're having, that inner dialogue, whatever the belief is behind the thought that you're having, what you truly believe about you and about your world is what you will continue to experience. If you want to experience something different, you have to change the way you think. That's all you're changing. You're just changing the way you think. You're deciding to accept the truth of your being. That's what you're deciding, a different story. You're giving yourself a different narrative. You're recognizing the truth of your being. That I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works, and that my soul knoweth quite well. Beloved, I pray above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. So don't let nobody tell you that the Bible doesn't teach prosperity, because it most certainly does. It tells you will prosper in everything that you do. You will prosper in everything that you do when you think right. Think right about it. And it's nothing you cannot be, nothing you cannot do when you think right about it. Oh, thank you, Magic Hands. Thank you. Oh, I quoted a lot of verses. Which one? How did it go? Because I just quoted a lot of scriptures. I was kind of all over the place in the Bible. But I don't be remembering the where they found it. You can GTS, as I say. Oh, beloved, I wish above, I pray above all things, that one, because that one's found in 1 John. But a lot of scriptures, I just remember the scripture. I don't necessarily always remember where they're found. But that one's found in 1 John. But if you just Google beloved, I pray above all things, it'll come up and it'll give you the name. They'll give you exactly where it's found. Yes, Beck. Love that. Yes. What is an AME? Joanne. Greetings, enlightened one. Welcome. You coming at the tail end. I only got a few more minutes. On 111, I started questioning, but I didn't come into the knowledge until 2018. I left the church in around 2009, somewhere around that time. But it took me a while before I just was still questioning. And I believe when you ask, it is always given. When you ask sincerely and you really want to know the truth, because the things that you're being taught in the churches and you're seeing the world and what's all going on, and you just start having that fire, that spark is lit, and you're just like, it has to be more to life than what I'm seeing and what I'm being told. Like, really? I'm only here to live a life to eventually maybe not go to hell. Like, that's what I'm here for, to just follow a whole bunch of rules, accept that, certain things about myself and not really, some things just didn't make sense. But I'm thankful that I started having those questions. But some people never question. But I believe everyone will awaken, maybe not in this incarnation, but eventually. I believe all will come to repentance. Because the scripture says it is not the will of God that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. So if it's not the Lord's will that any should perish, then all won't perish. Because we know that death isn't real, right? So oh, okay, got you. Oh, it's Prosperous Living with Toyia. Joanne, that's the name. Prosperous Living with Toyia. Yes, Beck. Yes. That's how it goes. When you like that book by Abraham Hicks, when you ask, it is always given. It is always given. when you're sincere about your desires and you really want to know or you really desire something, it is always given. It is always given. You're welcome. Yes, magic hands. Yes. Good evening, Tony Roney. Yep. And I know everyone will have a different experience on this journey. You know, I believe all roads lead to enlightenment. There's no right or wrong. Remember, there's no good or bad. Only thinking makes it so. There are infinite ways to experience this thing we call life. So there's no wrong or right. Everyone's going to have their own different schools of thought. And once you test the law, and you prove it to yourself, hey. Oh, thank you, Beck. I appreciate that. Yes, 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 yes. And I love you too. I love this whole experience. I'm loving all the different people that I get to meet, those I get to communicate with, and we all share our journey and our growth and our success with one another, helping one another, inspiring one another, uplifting one another. That's what it's all about. How we can be of service to one another. That everyone may experience the joy they desire. Yeah. I love those who give you the science of it. I don't really delve too much deep into it, but if I see a video where they can connect how the 12 cranial nerves work and how the brain works and how it's all metaphysical and all that, I like hearing it, but I ain't really about to teach it. That's not my lane. I let somebody else have that lane. Let them do what they gonna do. I'm gonna stay on the lane of law of assumption. That's my lane. I don't know if it's a New Age Bible. There's a metaphysical, I don't have it down here. There is a metaphysical study Bible. That's the same thing I said, Beck. That's the same thing. Yeah, it's a metaphysical study Bible, Coach Kai. By Truth Unity Church. I think it's by Fillmore. That's his name. I found it on Amazon. Because that Bible, it used to belong to someone and they were selling it on Amazon. So that's why I bought mine on Amazon. Oh, thank you, Paradise. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad I could be of some assistance. Yes. I have listened to Joe Dispenza's Magic Hands. I have. I did have it because, you can get a lot of these books on Google in a PDF form for free. I did download his Supernatural book. I read a couple of chapters. I just didn't finish it. But I have listened to him on YouTube. I have watched quite a few of his videos. Yes. Yeah, I believe it's Truth Unity, I think that's what it is. Because they also have a website. If you want to go to their website, and they'll take almost a lot of the scriptures, they have it on the left-hand panel of their website, where you can just click any chapter almost in the Bible, and they'll give you the metaphysical interpretation of it. Oh, one moment, let me see. Oh, the law and the power. Nice, nice. I don't know who is Melchizedek. You tell me. Yeah, the name of the church is Truth Unity. Right, the law and the promise. Right. Yes, I have that book as well, the law and the promise. Well, we're all priests. Melchizedek is just a personification of the mind. We're all priests of the Most High. You're welcome. Yep, truthunity.net. Yep, thank you, Enlightened House. I'm sorry, Enlightened One. Every person in the Bible is a personification of the mind. They're just states of consciousness that the soul goes in and goes out of. We all are experiencing all of the different personifications of the mind. So we are all of the royal priesthood. We are all prophets. We are always prophesying over our life. We are always speaking things into existence, whether they be good or bad, because our thoughts are creative. Our thoughts literally turn to things. Sherry, I believe I said the power of awareness, or at your command. I wouldn't be hit with a famine. I don't believe in lack. That's what the book of Joseph told you, right? He got a vision of 7 lean years and 7 fat years where they didn't get, even though the famine hit, they still got to eat. I've been young and I've been old, and I've never seen the righteous forsaken or his seed begging for bread. The Lord is my shepherd, and I should never be in want. That just cannot happen in my world. That just does not exist. This is an abundant universe. There is no lack. Those who experience lack only have a lack consciousness. They can't see the abundance that's all around them. Thank you, Elephant in Paradise. Yes, you too. You do the same. But that is my time, you guys. I've been on here for 3 hours. Yes, Magic Hands. Yes. Yes, and I have experienced the rebirth. That is the awakening. That is the enlightenment of your consciousness. What we call Christ mind, Christ consciousness. Rebirth, have a change of consciousness. That's what the rebirth means. To have a change of consciousness. To recognize the truth of your being. You're welcome, Sherry. So you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. I will be on tomorrow, but it'll be during the day. It'll probably be about 10 or 11 o'clock on Friday. I'll be on live. So it will be during the day. Thank you, Rain. I enjoyed everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Magic Hands. Enlightened One. I have to figure that out, Enlightened One, because like I said, I'm a football head, and NFL football season about to start. So it depends on what day the games are being played and what time. And I adjusted according to that, because I was coming on at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. But now that the football season has started and they play Monday night, they play Thursday night, there'll be some Saturday night games, there'll be some Friday night games, all day on Sunday. So I have to see what times I'm going to adjust to. But I do know Saturdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays will be during the day. They will be around the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock hour, and that's Central Standard Time. Okay, Lisa. Okay. Okay, you guys, you have and thank you all for the likes, the follows, the gifts. I appreciate you all. Thank you for everything. And go to bed in the state of the wish fulfilled, right? We go to bed in the state of the wish fulfilled. And in a way we do not know, at a time we least expect, our manifestation shall appear. Good night, guys. Good night.